Hello, fellow traders. Nutty Bar Trading coming to you, and it is Wednesday, May the 15th, and this is a recap video on how my trading went. This is going to be a little bit of a, this is going to be a new start to the recap videos. This will be day number one because we obviously, if you didn't know, then we were copy trading. I lost 5 of those 7 accounts, and I'm kind of done with copy trading, at least for now. I'm going back to trading one account at a time, taking it easy, taking it slow. So that is what we will be reviewing in these recap videos. This here is the account that we will be trading live on stream. The other accounts, I won't be trading live on stream, but I will be showing, in the recap videos, I'll be showing the account balances, the profit and loss every day, and basically just talk about how my trading went, trading those accounts throughout the day. So yeah, now we do need to also talk about something else. Yesterday, the big news in the prop firm industry is the Apex changed the rules, which they technically really didn't. Some of the rules, I guess you could class as changing it, but they really just clarified the rules a little better. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do this, but I think I'm going to. I'm going to talk a little bit about the rule changes at the end of this video. So if you are interested in it, hang around. This will probably be a little bit longer of a video because of that, but I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to give my opinion on it, give my 2 cents, and I'm going to use a little bit of common sense when interpreting these rules. Again, this is just my opinion on how I interpret these rules and what you should really be aware of and what you really need to watch out for, and at least in my opinion. Okay, let's just dive in real quick. Today was, I love these kind of days. We had just we pulled back at the open, but then the rest of the day we just had a really nice uptrend, and honestly should have made more money today, to be quite honest. But I'm totally happy with $260 profit. That was trading micros. But yeah, we took some nice trades here. Here we had a really nice trade right here. Could have held for a little bit longer. But there were quite a few times that I was a little distracted. Today was a pretty distracting day with chat, and totally understandable. There was a lot of people that were, I guess, that had questions, and I was trying to answer them, and it was a little distracting at times, and I did miss some setups, and it is what it is. So now let's move to my other accounts. As you can see, I didn't trade any. Like I said, I was pretty distracted today, and I ended up only trading the streaming account, and these accounts are still fresh and have not been touched, which it is what it is. I'm fine with it. Obviously, I should have taken advantage of a day like today. I should have traded these accounts a lot more, but I was just kind of distracted, and just didn't feel like mentally I was ready to kind of go full bore on trading. But I'm happy with how I did trade today. Very happy with, what we did trade. I was fine with. But anyway, end of the recap. Now let's talk about these rules. Obviously, I'm gonna kind of go over the bigger rules, that kind of what people are talking about. So the main thing is, like, if I could summarize the clarification of the rules for Apex, if I could summarize it, it is this. Apex is a prop firm, and the end goal for Apex is to find consistently profitable traders. They're looking for people that they can copy their trades. They want to copy your trades if you're consistently profitable, or they want to put you into a live account. And so the main thing that they kind of focused on is people that don't trade with a stop loss, or trade with a huge stop loss, and they're basically risking their whole account on one trade. And especially if you're scalping, scalping for 10 ticks and it goes against you, they don't want you to average and add to your losers, and, basically adding to your losers until you blow the account. Or entering in positions, and if it goes against you, you just risk the whole account and you pass another eval and you have a new funded account in the wings. Like that kind of cycle, that kind of hamster wheel is what they are wanting to prevent. And obviously, from their perspective, if someone is trading in that manner, it is not a profitable style for them to copy trade someone that is trading in that manner. So they want stop losses to be used. They want, everyone needs to use a stop loss. And they did come out later and say that a 1 to 3 risk to reward on your stop loss, as in, for example, if you have a 20 tick take profit, then they don't want you to have a stop loss that is bigger than 60 ticks. So 20 ticks times 3 is 60. They don't want you to have a stop loss that is bigger than 60 ticks. Now, obviously, you can have a stop loss that's less than that. And here is where I want to input a little bit of common sense. And again, this is just my opinion and it's just from me, but Apex isn't going to go through thousands and thousands of accounts and see if someone has a 1 to 4 risk to reward ratio and then deny your payout because you have a 1 to 4 risk to reward ratio. That is not going to happen. But they will see if your average loser is $800 or $1,000 and your average winner is $50, that is going to bring red flags. And that's pretty obvious that your risk to reward ratio is way off. And it's, that is what I think, in my opinion, what is going to flag them. And yes, you could get denied a payout if that is your kind of risk to reward. Now, this, I think, this is where it's difficult because there's going to be some common sense. There isn't going to be a way to, go through each trade and check each stop loss and make sure it's exactly 3-to-1 ratio. Like there will be leniences. There will be that I would look at as kind of a soft rule, but as a whole, you need to be using a stop loss, and it can't be a stop loss that you will lose the account if it gets hit. You have to have a reasonable stop loss, and you need to be consistently using it. One of the questions I get asked a ton today was, what about Trade-Evade? And if you copy trade on Trade-Evade, you can't have an ATM strategy. Well, you can enter a trade without an ATM strategy, but just add your stop loss then afterwards. That's not hard. That's not that difficult. Some of these things is where, and I understand people want very clear, defined rules, and I think that is fair. And I wish some of the rules were a little bit more clear and defined. And I think Apex kind of put themselves into this position because in the past, these rules were actually already on their website, but Apex just never enforced them. So now it appears like they are going to start enforcing them because these systems were abused too much by people where, just going through the payout cycle and it was being abused. And again, if someone is doing that and using their account as a stop loss, from Apex's perspective, you cannot copy trade someone that is trading in that trading style. So that's why it's obvious that they're not going to allow that to continue. But let me think. What else is the big deal? Obviously, the dollar cost averaging was the other one. So trying to make sure I don't forget anything. I should have made a list, but the dollar cost averaging was the other big deal. They don't want you to dollar cost average more than 1 times your position. And what that means, if you enter with 5 micros, then, and the price starts going against you, but it's still within your pain threshold, and, you know, obviously it hasn't hit your stop loss yet, and you want to add, and it's part of your strategy to add 5 more micros, then that is allowed. But you can only add that 1 time. You can't just keep adding as price goes against you. You can't just keep adding to your loser and then hope the price, you know, turns around into your favor, or you just lose the account. So again, it's kind of has to do with the same thing, where basically people are just risking their account and they're using their account as their risk management, which, again, if that is your own money, if those are your own funds and that's your $2,500 or $5,000 that you're trading, you probably wouldn't trade that way. So that is why they're trying to prevent that type of trading. Again, if they're looking to copy trade people that they're paying out on a consistent basis, in order for them to do that, it needs to be a viable, consistent strategy. So the dollar cost averaging, again, hopefully that makes sense. You can do it 1 times, and it's about, basically you can do it 1 times with the same quantity that you entered with your original quantity. I'm probably missing something, but obviously the other thing they talked about was the opening range trade. I know that's a huge deal. The last 3-4 months, that's been a big deal. But opening range trade in both, going in both directions and playing long and short at the same time, or kind of a breakout strategy at the opening, not allowed. So, or at least that's how I interpreted it. So anyway, that pretty much sums it up with what I can kind of off the top of my head with what a lot of the questions that I was asked today. Hopefully it makes sense. I mean, I'm going to post a link down below to the FAQ that lists the changes. So I'm going to post that, click on that, read through it, actually read it, before you ask more questions, please. But that's it. I think I'm going to end it there. I probably forgot some things, but off the top of my mind, those are kind of the bigger things that people asked about today. So hopefully that helps you. And the other thing I wanted to mention, some people think, oh, this is crazy. They can't change these rules, and now this is terrible. Well, I've got a solution. If you think these rules are terrible and you think, you know, this is just so bad, that's okay. You are more than welcome to have that opinion. Don't use Apex. It's very simple. Just go to a different prop firm. If you don't like the rules, don't use them. There is no one that has a gun to anyone's head that is forcing people to trade with Apex. If you don't want to use it, if you think it's not valid and it's not feasible, then don't use them. But from what I have seen, the people that are most upset about it is the people that have been bending the rules and breaking the rules that were previously there, but Apex was very lenient and they were still paying out people, and it does appear like that is going to stop now. So I guess we've been fairly warned, and it's pretty easy. Just follow the rules. Have a stop loss. Don't add into losers. That's really all you need to do. It's not that difficult. Anyway, my 2 cents. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go, and we will be back streaming tomorrow. Take care, and God bless.